All right, so you plan on selling your house in New York in 2025, but we've got this new buyer broker agreement. It definitely doesn't apply to you, right, as a seller? Well, it may be more beneficial to you than you may realize. Hey guys, Cameron Stewart here with the Homes by Cameron Stewart Real Estate Team powered by eXp Realty. Today, we're doing a deep dive regarding sellers and the buyer broker agency agreement. We've had a new law and rule change in August of 2024 that mandate a buyer broker agreement, which essentially means a buyer must sign an agent contract with an agent before touring your home. So if you're interested in selling your home, this does inevitably affect you. I've gotten a lot of questions revolving around the buyer's agency agreement. And believe it or not, a lot of these questions are from sellers. So I wanted to take some time today and talk to all the sellers in Rome, New York and the surrounding area of Oneida County, New York, who are interested in possibly selling their home in 2025 and want to know more about how the buyer broker agency is going to affect them when it comes time to selling their home. So we'll break down a few key important terms and facets of the buyer broker agreement and how they are going to affect you as a seller. Although people relate commissions to the buyer broker agreement, and that has a lot to do with it, the buyer broker agreement really is out there to promote transparency, and that has some ripple effects that affect the seller, and some of those can include the following. So the first is clear disclosure of buyer agent fees. Prior to August of 2024, a lot of times it was unknown from both the buyer or the seller who is actually going to be paying for the commissions, okay? The commissions for both the listing agent selling the home as well as the buyer's agent representing the buyer. The agreement now specifically requires transparency regarding the commissions and who's paying them, along with the listing agreement as well. This is going to promote greater transparency regarding who is paying for the commissions, and this is most important when it comes down to receiving offers and negotiating the final aspects of an offer before sending it off to the attorneys to close the deal. By ensuring buyers how their buyer's agent is going to be compensated will allow the seller to make seamless transitions when it comes to negotiating with the best offer and ultimately getting to close. It's also going to promote enhanced buyer trust. When a buyer knows exactly who is going to pay for the buyer's agent commission, and furthermore, the buyer's agent knows that they're going to be compensated, it leads to better offers. There's no other way around it. It leads to more confident and better offers with less contingencies, statistically speaking, from buyers. So what this means for you is that a more informed buyer pool is going to lead to quicker offers and quicker closings and less hesitant buyers. Additionally, it's going to increase market competition. These new buyer broker agreements are going to allow buyers to shop around for the best agent. Now, what this is hopefully going to do is place more buyers in the hands of more competent agents. Competitive buyers agents are motivated to close deals, which can directly result in many benefits for the seller. So now there's also an impact on listing agreements and seller expectations when it comes time to listing their home. This new system affects how sellers approach listing their home and ultimately what their expectations are with their listing agent. The first one is potential changes to commission structure. Now, in our market, sellers are still offering compensation to buyer's agent, and we're still offering competitive compensation to buyer's agents. Buyer's agents, in return, are more confident going into those negotiations and going into those offers, and are leading to higher price offers. In fact, the real data we have is in 2024, Oneida County homes increased in value by 9.4%. Now that 9% increase outpaces the average commissions of 6% when you're listing your home. Now, sellers need to work closely with their listing agents to fully understand the buyer's agent commissions, strategies behind it, and how they work. The next is a greater emphasis on transparency. Listing agreements must now clearly define how seller proceeds are going to be distributed, namely among commissions. And this is subsequently relayed very transparently over to the buyer side, fostering a more cooperative atmosphere. And finally, we have shifts in marketing strategy. Sellers and their listing agents, quite frankly, should adopt new listing strategies in a new era of buyer agent compensation to make sure that they can sell their homes effectively and quickly. So now let's move on to some actionable advice for sellers on how they can best collaborate with their real estate agents. First, fully understand your listing agreement. Before you sign it is the time to ask questions. Most proficient real estate agents have no problems answering questions regarding their listing agreement and can clearly relay that information to their clients. The next is to discuss market expectations. The market is constantly changing. An in-tune real estate agent is going to be able to clearly and effectively communicate with their clients the market conditions, the dynamics of that point in time, and how they can best approach the market to most efficiently sell their home. You also need to trust your agent's expertise. Do you need to stage the home? What is the pricing strategy? There are a lot of things you're going to need to rely on your agent for. There's a lot of trust that's involved in there as well. This is a good time to really look at testimonials potentially to see what previous clients have said about that agent, namely their work ethic or maybe the plan for their listings. You can find a lot about an agent from their testimonials. Be transparent and flexible. You need to let your agent know what your wants, desires, and needs are. When you do that, they can help navigate the waters because it is a tricky time when you are showing your home to potential buyers or when you're under contract. If your agent understands what your desires are ahead of time and you clearly and effectively communicate that to them, it's only going to help you in the closing process. It's also time to focus on presentation. We are in a digital age here in 2025. If you're not using professional photography, drone or aerial photo or video, or more importantly, walkthrough video and social media marketing, you're probably falling behind. So it's important to know what your agent is going to do to advertise your home for you. And finally, you need to take a proactive approach on establishing clear communication with your agent. The communication with your agent goes both ways when it comes to buying a house. You're going to expect your agent to communicate with you when houses come to market or when there are updates during the closing process. But your agent's also going to expect that you communicate with them to share any pertinent details that might happen that could affect closing or that affects your day-to-day lifestyle that quite honestly would benefit you if your agent knew. So make sure that you establish clear communication with your agent on your part as well. So there you go, folks. Just a few things to focus on if you are interested in selling your home in 2025 in the state of New York. The new buyer agent agreement ultimately is fostering better transparency between buyers and sellers. Quite honestly, if I had to give you my personal objective opinion, it would be that since August of 2024, we've actually seen better cooperation. We've really allowed agents, for one thing, to really get on the same page and cooperate more honestly with each other. And that is, in my opinion, paying dividends to both buyers and sellers. So if you're selling your house in New York in 2025, rest assured that, at least in my opinion, I think you're in better situation than you were before. Not to say that the situation before was broken, but I think it's better. More transparency is best. We're seeing prices increase and outpace the commissions that a seller generally pays anyway. So this is ultimately a good thing for seller, in my opinion. If you're interested in selling your house and you need some help, or maybe you just have some questions, feel free to give me a call directly. You can reach out to me at 315-351-2765. If you have any friends or family that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share that with them. If you like it, smash the like button and subscribe. My name is Cameron Stewart with the Homes by Cameron Stewart Real Estate Team, powered by eXp Realty.